The content of this video is not medical advice or a substitute for physical therapy. Please consult your physician or physical therapist before starting any exercise program.
Do you ever wake up from a good night's sleep feeling stiff and achy in your back and other joints? And then you think to yourself, when did I get so old? Well, if this has happened to you, you are not alone. And it likely has less to do with age than it does lack of a variety of movements during the day. So I'm about to give you a short, easy movement routine that you can follow right before bed to get your joints and muscles moving just a little bit so you can thwart some of that stiffness that you might be coming up with in the morning. All right, now our first exercise is a wall squat. What I want you to do is step so that you're about a foot away from the wall, feet are shoulder width, and you're going to place your hands on the wall for support because this is not a fitness exercise. It's just an exercise to get your body moving a little bit before bed. So what we're going to do here is just fold the hips, knees, and ankles a little and then unfold. So once again, this should be pretty easy to do. It should not be hard on you. It shouldn't feel like a strength training exercise. It's just gentle movement of those three big joints. Now, I want you to complete 8 or 10 of these in a way that feels good to you. You use the range of motion that feels good to you. And then once you're done with that, you're going to move to the second pattern. For our second pattern, you're going to need some sort of a padded surface, either a folded blanket or even an overstuffed pillow. And you're going to place that on the floor and go into a half kneeling position. So in this position, you're going to have your front knee over your heel and your back knee under the hip. And when you do this, you're probably going to feel a gentle stretch in the front of your hip and thigh. You're going to hold it for just a moment before you switch forward legs. And you're going to continue to switch forward legs after holding that little hip flexor stretch just for a moment. So you're getting two things here. You get a little length in the front of your hip and thigh to kind of untangle the sitting that you might have done during the day, but you're also rotating your legs and your hips, which is a motion that, well, we don't ordinarily do a lot during the day, but it does help us keep the hips a little more mobile and loose, which is really good for your lower back. So after you do this about 5 times per side, you're going to move to your third pattern. Now, before I get you to the third pattern, I just want to remind you that if you like this content, please go ahead and hit like, hit subscribe, hit all those buttons. And then if you haven't done it yet, go to my website and grab the free mini course, Everyday Movements Wrecking Your Back. I think if you like this stuff, you're going to love that. So if you haven't done it yet, grab that, and then let's get on to our third pattern. Now, in this pattern, we're going to use the same pillow that we used for the half kneeling exercise. And this time, we're going to lie down on our side and just make sure that the top hip is stacked over the bottom hip and the knees are stacked and the knees are bent just below the hips here. Now you're going to take this top hand and place it on the floor, and this is a pattern for the upper back and shoulders. So we're going to slide this handle on the floor, and once the arm is on the head, you just simply rotate your head and shoulders back a little bit, just as far as you comfortably go, and then bring yourself back to the start position and slide the arm back down. So important here that you're only using a range of motion that feels good to your body. You're not forcing anything, and you're just kind of going with your breath here. So we're never holding the breath. We're just gently rotating back and forth. And I want you to do about 5 of these as well. You could do anywhere from 3 to 5, depending on what feels good to you, but you should feel that you loosen up as you go. Now, make sure you practice this on both sides, and you should feel like you can wake up refreshed with less stiffness in your joints and ready to meet your day. I hope this tip was helpful to you. Let me know how it goes. Definitely fill in some comments and tell me if you like it and if it works for you. And until next time, keep moving and be well.